behalf of this particular stock. It's been a performer, but it's also been fairly choppy. It's not been a very consistent one-way ride. What would you advise?
Hi Surbi, afternoon. See, you are right. The overall stock has been up and down all over the places, and especially over past 1 year it has not done anything. So I think, but however, if you plot a 200-day moving average, the stock is sticking well to that average, and that average is drifting on upside. So the long-term trend looks to be positive. So if she wants to enter into the stock, I would suggest she can enter, but in a staggered fashion. She shouldn't be entering all at one go. So probably 25% can be entered at current levels, and as and when the stock keeps moving higher, she can pyramid over there. And I suppose on downside 1150 is going to be a very, very crucial stop loss, because if the stock moves towards that level, it will break the long-term 200 days average. So I think she can enter the stock, but she cannot expect a very exceptional returns because the trend is not very strong. It has been drifting higher, and on upside, I think 1600 is where the upside can be limited from here.
All right, then. So help you?
Yeah, good afternoon. I have Crompton Greaves, 230 shares.
Okay.
I bought it at the rate of 186. I bought it 6 months before.
Yeah.
I would like to know till what time should I hold it. I'm interested in earning at least 10 to 15% profit.
Correct.
And I want to quit.
All right, Bhagya, for the time being, you're making a loss, of more than 15%. But
right.
There was a big deal that was done just in the last few days when Crompton Greaves, they sold a part of their international business. That wasn't a very good business for them, so that was seen as a positive. That's why the stock has done well in this week itself. But you want to hold it, I'm presuming, for a longer term horizon, for more than a year?
I don't mind, but I want to earn minimum 10 to 15% profit.
All right, there are no certainties in this market, but let's try to get you the best piece of advice. First, we'll get you a technical view. That's how the stock is moving on the charts, and then we'll get you a fundamental view as well. Ashish, coming across to you first. Fundamentally, we've heard a lot of views on it, but technically, how's it looking? She's making a loss of close to around 15% as we speak.
Nigel, the move on the stock has been fairly negative. I mean, it made a top around 200 levels, and then it simply crashed down towards 115. So that was loss of nearly 40 to 45% in maybe just few weeks of time. So and it is now trying to retrace back that down move. So far, however, I have not seen the stock filling the gap which is created between the zone of 166 and 155. So it's just lying there. It has not yet filled the gap. So filling the gap is going to be very crucial for any kind of an upside momentum to happen over here. And also I would suggest, since she is looking for at least 10 to 15%, it's not certain, but she can hold on for maybe a year or more. And if the stock manages to protect the level of 115, which was formed a few weeks back, then I think there is a possibility that we can again see the levels of 200 on upside. However, in immediate future, I'm not too optimistic about the stock. Over long term, yes, we can again, if the overall market trend changes to upside, then this stock can also start outperforming.
Okay.
Or she should sell it. Ashish, let me come across to you for this particular query. What's your take? 100 rupees off her buy price. Should she hang in there? When exactly can she look to cut her losses?
Nigel, overall the PSU banking space have been drastically under pressure until I would say 2 weeks back. However, in previous week we saw one of a spectacular rise in the PSU bank index, which was up by nearly 20% in a week's time itself, which is not very often that we see. So this is suggesting that the worst might be behind us, and an important low might have been formed even in SBI of 150, 155. So I think there was some accumulation which was happening, and post that there was a gap up opening, and SBI is still sustaining that gap area. So as long as 160 area is protected, I think the trend on upside can continue. As far as the buy price is concerned, it's way too high from the current level. So I would suggest that any price level near 230, if the stock moves towards 230, that should be a decent area to exit and probably enter into private banking space like IndusInd Bank or maybe ICICI Bank, which might provide much better returns than SBI. For now, hold on to the stock, use 160 as the stop loss, and the target can be around 230 levels.